Hello, sports fans. We are ready for NFL picks for week number 13 in the league where they play. For pay! And let's get right to it. Week 12, I was perfect. Perfecto. 15-0. Undefeated. Winner after winner after winner after winner after winner. Perfecto. Perfect. Undefeated. 15-0. Dallas. Winner. New Orleans. Winner. Baltimore. Winner. Denver. Winner. Chargers. Winner. Buffalo. Winner. Tampa Bay. Winner. Cleveland. Winner. New England, winner. The Giants, winner. Seattle, winner. Got a break with Indianapolis. When we talked about the game last week, it was 9.5 points. We didn't know about Tannehill. Tannehill ended up playing. The spread immediately went down to 8.5. So I moved it to 2.5 in a teaser. Colts came back and won by 3. Got lucky in that game, but a winner nonetheless. Houston, winner. Green Bay, I had in the teaser. Winner. Chicago, winner, perfect record, undefeated, 15-0. Show some love. Show some love. 15-0. 15-0. Was Stephen A. Smith 15-0 last week? Was Tony Kornheiser 15-0 last week? Was Skip Bayless undefeated last week? Was Dan Marino? Was Phil Simms? Was Michael Irvin? Was Ray Lewis? Was Coach Bill Cowher undefeated last week? Was Howie Long? Was Chris Berman, the Boomer? Was he undefeated? Was Jimmy Johnson perfect last week? How about Michael Strahan, Mr. Morning Show host? Was he undefeated? Were any of them undefeated? Was anyone on YouTube undefeated last week? No, they weren't. There was only one person undefeated last week. Show some love. 15-0, perfect record. And just about all the teams I took won straight up. A couple of them I covered in the teaser. A couple of them I covered with the spread. Green Bay in the teaser helped me. Colts got lucky in that game. You know, Tannehill ended up playing. The spread went down. The Colts rallied to win. Got lucky in that game. Giants held on to cover the spread. Other than that, all the other teams won straight up. And that includes Denver. That includes Buffalo. That includes Cleveland. The list goes on and on. Seattle, straight up wins. Like I said, I don't need the spread, the teaser. I don't need the teaser most of the time. Yeah, it helps me sometimes. Most of the time, the team I pick wins straight up. And you saw it here this week. Most of the teams I picked, I think 12 of the 15, won straight up. The Giants covered with the point spread. Green Bay and the Colts in the teaser covered. Most of the teams I picked won straight up, including Cleveland. Including Cleveland. Show some love. Including Denver, who pulled off the upset. Including Buffalo. They won straight up. They won straight up. Show some love. 15-0. Who on YouTube went 15-0? All the gurus and the fanatics and everyone in Vegas that charges you for picks. How many of them went undefeated last week? Zero. Nada. And I got news for you. The ones that did well, a lot of them listen to my show first. I've heard that before. You know why? Because I pick my games on Tuesday. Not Sunday, not Saturday, not Friday. The Monday night game just barely ended. And I look at the spreads, I sleep on it for a night, and I make the picks with you on Tuesday. Tuesday, almost a week before the games, and I went undefeated. Show some love. Show some love. 15-0. 15-0. 15-0. Undefeated. Perfect. And like I said, how many of the experts and the gurus and the Vegas people went undefeated? How many of the YouTube people went undefeated? None of them. 0. So a tremendous week last week for me. 15-0. Undefeated. 12 of the 15 games, the team won straight up. Won one game with the spread, the Giants. Another 2 with the teaser. Like I said, I got lucky on the Colts. They got outplayed for a lot of that game. Came back and won. The spread went down once Tannehill got in there and they got Osweiler out. Got a break on that one. But to go 15-0, you might need a little break here and there. Undefeated. 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 Rocky Marciano's got nothing on me because I'm undefeated too. Undefeated. Perfect. Now, as far as NFL Week 13, listen. I had a monster week last week. This week is a strange week. There's a lot of big spreads, and then there's a lot of strange games. There's a lot of injuries. This will be a week, personally, that I take off from betting. I'm not betting any game this week. Cleaned up last week. I'll take this week off. It's a strange week. A lot of big spreads. A lot of strange games. I'll pick the games here for you. But me personally, I'm taking this week off. I'll never tell you guys what to do, but this could be a strange week. A lot of monster spreads and a lot of strange games and a lot of injuries. Guys out, quarterbacks hurt, running backs out. Strange week. I'm taking this week off. I'll pick the games for you here, just for fun, but I'm not betting my own money this week at all. I'm taking this week off. And I haven't had a losing week yet. Oh, by the way, I have had a winning week every week, including 15-0 last week. All right, let's go through the games. Like I said, I never tell you guys what to do. This might be a week to take off. It's a strange week. And by the way, I know last week I said I was going to get to some other sports topics. I was going to rant about that. I'll save that for next week. I'll have more time next week. I promise next week, before the picks, I'll do some other sports topics. I'll rant about that. We'll save that for next week. Let's get into the picks right now for Week 13. Hard to believe we're in Week 13 as the season is flying by. The college football regular season is basically over. They're already in their championship games. And here we are in NFL Week 13. What is going on here? Week 13? There's only a few weeks left. All right. Did I mention I was undefeated last week? 15-0. 15-0. Undefeated. 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 Oh, I'm sure all those other shows, I'm sure there's a lot of haters out there this week. A lot of jealous people. I could just, my ears are ringing. I could hear it. As my cousin would say, a lot of jelly people out there. But I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in my loyal audience. My loyal audience. That's who I'm interested in. My loyal audience. Let the haters be hating. Let them be jealous. Let them be jelly. 15-0. Let's go. Pick number 1. Let's go out to Seattle. With the Seattle Seahawks, a -9.5 against the San Francisco 49ers. Niners down to 2-9. Lost to Tampa Bay. couldn't get anything done on offense. We know Tampa Bay can't stop anybody. So San Francisco, oh my goodness, just a disastrous season for the Niners. Just an absolute disaster. When they get the quarterback back next year, things should turn around a little bit. It's been a nightmare for the Niners this year. Seattle, up to 6-5. Really nice road win in Carolina. An important road win in Carolina. They were down a lot of this game, came back and won. Very big win for the Seahawks. Keeps them alive for the playoffs. Nice win by Seattle on the road. Listen, Seattle is going to win this game. So, however you play it, money line, 2-team teaser, 3-team teaser, 4-team teaser, you play them in your super teasers, whatever you want to do, Seattle is going to win. The Niners are not going to go into Seattle and win. They're just not. The Niners are 2-9, lost to Tampa. Seattle is playing decent football, big road win. They come home. You think they're losing to the Niners? Not going to happen. Seattle, whatever way you want. That's pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go to the black hole in Oakland, where it's been really dark and black this year. Really dismal. With the Kansas City Chiefs, a -15 against the Oakland Raiders. With Chucky, the Grim Reaper, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, the guy in the gorilla costume, Darth Vader, Jason. They'll all be there. The Oakland Raiders, 2-9, lost to Baltimore, hung in the game early, faded away late. A disastrous year for the Raiders as well, much like the Niners. Chiefs 9-2 off the bye, coming off the heartbreaking loss to the Rams in that high-scoring shootout. Chiefs are -15 in Oakland. I mean, again, you can't take Oakland. They've quit in so many games. I know this is a rivalry game, but can you really take Oakland here? They give up 1 million points. They check out of a lot of games. The Chiefs score 1 million points. Again, money line, 2-team teaser, 3-team, 4-team. The Chiefs are going to win. You might want to also look at the over and under and move it down and then bet it over. You know, the Chiefs score 1 million points. The Raiders give up 1 million. You can't take the Raiders. It's too risky. They could be blown out at any time by anyone. I mean, they got blown out by the Niners this year. I mean, they could check out at any time. You have to, if you take this game, take the Chiefs one way or the other. Just like the first game. Chiefs win. Play it any way you want. That's pick number 2. Pick number 3. Let's go with the frozen tundra Lambeau Field, where it's really icy and cold. Kind of like the Packers play. With the Green Bay Packers are -14 against the Arizona Cardinals. That just shows you how bad Arizona is. That Green Bay is 14-point favorite over anybody. Arizona 2-9, had a 10-0 lead against the Chargers, then they just got demolished. Green Bay down to 4-6-1, lost to Minnesota. Green Bay's done as far as the playoffs. They are done. Done. What a disappointing year for Green Bay. 4-6-1. So disappointing, Green Bay. Again, though, and this is why it's a strange week, can you take Arizona here? I know it's a lot of points, but let's be honest, they stink. They were up 10-0 against the Chargers, then got blown out. They could be blown out at any moment. I don't particularly love giving 14 with a team that's 4-6-1, but you got to think Green Bay's going to win, so again, and the money line's going to be off the charts. So you try and move it in a teaser, like 6, 9, 12 points. You got to think Green Bay's going to win here. Again, like the first 2 games, like Seattle and Kansas City, you got to pick Green Bay to win. Pick it any way you want. Very bizarre week this week with these high spreads. I mean, but Green Bay wins for sure. Play it any way you want. That's pick number 3. Pick number 4, let's go to Nashville, Tennessee, Music City. The Tennessee Titans are -9 against the New York Jets. Again, Again, a huge spread here. Tennessee is 5-6 lost to Houston. Tennessee has a losing record and they're favored by 9. You know why? Because they're playing the New York Football Jets, who have curled up in the field position again. Jets 3-8 lost to New England. We don't know about Donald. The Jets, the usual from them. How in the world did Sports Illustrated say they were going to go 10-6? How in the world did Sports Illustrated say they were going to go 10-6? I mean, come on. You want to tell me it would be a little improved? They win a couple more games. 10-6? 10-6? 10-6? Get real, Sports Illustrated. Get real. Get real. You know what? I'm going to have to go right for Sports Illustrated as well. Straighten their act up. Straighten their act up. Oh, what terrible writing. So after you guys get me on, with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, after I beat him in a debate, I'm going to go right for Sports Illustrated. Straighten their act out. Because they need some help. The Jets, 10-6? Get real. By the way, who went 15-0 last week? As far as this game, again, a common theme here. Tennessee's going to win the game. I would like to get that down to 8.5 and move it down in a teaser to 2.5. I'd like to get off that 9 number, but most likely the spread will go up, not down, because you're dealing with the Jets. But I think Tennessee wins. Play it in one of your teasers. Again, the money line is going to be so super high, you're going to have to risk a lot to win not that much. You don't want to do that. Tennessee's going to win, though, so 6-9 team teaser, whatever you want to do, that's the way to go. I mean, Tennessee will find a way to win this game. I can't trust the Jets. They've shown me absolutely nothing lately. Absolutely nothing. Tennessee's pick number 4. Pick number 5. Let's go to the Motor City in Detroit with the LA Rams. A minus 9.5 against the Detroit Lions. Lions down to 4-7, lost to Chicago. Chicago beat them with the backup quarterback. The Lions, they were showing some improvement at 3-3, and since then, not much. They did beat Carolina a few weeks ago, but again, another typical Lion year, 4-7. Rams 10-1 off the bye. Here we go again. I mean, you might want to look at the over in this game. Both teams are going to score probably. You have to think the Rams are going to win coming off a bye. They're one of the best teams in football, and the Lions are just not that good. Spread is high, 9.5 on the road, but I don't trust Detroit. So again, maybe move that line to 3.5. Maybe use it in a 3-team teaser and get 9 points. And remember, I'm a 2-team teaser guy, but I know some of you guys like the 3-team teasers with 9 points, the super teasers, the 4-team teasers. Maybe that's the way to go here, because the Rams are going to win. One way or the other, the Rams are going to win. Figure it out, what way to play it. Rams get it done. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6, let's go to the Big D in Dallas. This is one of the better games of the weekend. This is a Thursday game, actually. Now, both teams are on full rest because they both played on Thanksgiving. So a full week of rest here. Not your typical Thursday game. The New Orleans Saints, minus 7.5 in Dallas. Saints up to 10-1, beat Atlanta. The Saints are, right now, could be the best team in football. Very likable team. Very likable players. Drew Brees, Kamara, very, very likable team. Dallas, they've won 3 in a row. They're up to 6-5. Beat Washington. They have gone into first place via the tiebreaker. Dallas has really put some things together. Defense playing good, despite some injuries. They're still playing good. Nice job by Dallas. I thought at 3-5 they were in real trouble. They've rallied to get to 6-5. And, of course, Washington with their quarterback situation, with the injuries. Dallas has gone into first place now. I am going to move this line to 13.5 and take Dallas. Dallas is hot. They've won 3 in a row. They're home, and I'm getting 13.5 points. Listen, I don't like going against New Orleans, but New Orleans has been blowing teams out week after week. Hard to blow everyone out every single week of the year, especially on the road. Now you're playing a good Dallas team that's playing their best football of the year. So I'm going to take a chance and move the line to 13.5. Say Dallas at least keeps this game close, gets the running game cooking, plays ball control, keeps Drew Brees off the field. I think this is a very, very interesting game here. I'll take Dallas. I get the 13.5. I get Dallas at home. They're hot. Always difficult going against the Saints. I know that. Asking a lot for the Saints to keep blowing out everyone, especially on the road. I'll take a chance with Dallas there. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7. Let's go to the jungle in Cincinnati. Ugh. With the Denver Broncos a -3.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Denver up to 5-6, beat Pittsburgh. Denver really playing some inspired football the last couple of weeks. They are back in the playoff picture. Give them credit. At 3-6, they were just about done. Had a couple nice wins in a row. Beat the Chargers and Pittsburgh back-to-back weeks. Good job by Denver. Cincinnati, yes. Much like Detroit, Cincinnati going the other way in a hurry. 5-6 got blown out by Cleveland. Dalton out. Green looks like he won't play. The Bengals are just a catastrophe again. Please, is this the year Marvin Lewis finally gets fired? Can we get Marvin Lewis out of there? Don't you think it's finally time for a change in Cincinnati? Don't you think so? Again, 5-6. They got blown out by Cleveland in their own building last week. The Bengals need a change. They need a change. I know there's something to be said for loyalty, and they've been loyal to Marvin Lewis. It's time for a change. Year after year, it's the same thing with Cincinnati. And I know they've been hit hard with injuries. It's the same old story. Denver money line is probably the way to go in this game. Get rid of the point spread. Denver has shown a lot of moxie the last 2 weeks. The Bengals, they're a dead carcass. Now Dalton's out. Backup quarterback in. They lost the tight end for the year. I don't think A.J. Green's going to play. The Bengals are history. I know Denver is not as good on the road. They did beat the Chargers 2 weeks ago on the road. I like Denver here to get the job done. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8. Let's go down to Hotlanta with the Baltimore Ravens a -2.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons down to 4-7, lost to New Orleans. What a disappointing year for Atlanta. Oh my goodness, what a year to forget for them. Baltimore up to 6-5, beat Oakland. They are in that last playoff spot in the AFC. No Flacco. I don't think he'll play this week. Baltimore has won the last 2 games with Jackson. Jackson has played well the last 2 weeks, but they were home both times, and they beat Cincinnati and Oakland. Not exactly superpowers. And listen, Atlanta's no superpower either, but now can Jackson do it on the road? Very strange game in that aspect. I'm going to move the line to 8.5 and take Atlanta. Listen, I don't love the game. And like I said, I'm not betting any of these games with my own money. For purposes of the show, I'll move the line to 8.5 and take Atlanta. I want to see Jackson do this on the road. And can Atlanta please show me some life this week? Show some pride. You're at home. Show me something, Atlanta. Come on. I mean, Baltimore, I know they're 6-5. They're in the last playoff spot. They're no great team. They're playing the backup quarterback. I think Atlanta can at least hang in, within 8 points at home. Don't you think? I would hope so. So I'll take a chance there with Atlanta. Move the line to 8.5. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9 is another must-watch game over the weekend. Let's go to Foxborough with the New England Patriots, a -6 against the Minnesota Vikings. Patriots up to 8-3, beat the Jets. No one's surprised about that. Minnesota up to 6-4-1. They beat Green Bay. It was a very important win for the Vikings. They're battling with the Bears for the division. This is a must-watch. This is a very good game. I'm going to move the line to 12 and take the Vikings. I think this is a close game, a good game. Again, I don't love going against New England, just like I don't love going against New Orleans. But I'm getting 12. Vikings are a good team. Big win last week. I am going to take a chance with the Vikings here that they can at least hang in the game. Not necessarily win the game on the road, but at least keep it close. I think this will be a good, competitive game. I'll take Minnesota plus 12 in the 2-team teaser. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10. Who went undefeated last week, by the way? Who went undefeated? Just checking. Pick number 10. Let's go to the Meadowlands in New Jersey with the Chicago Bears. A -4 against the New York Giants. Giants down to 3-8, lost to Philadelphia. Blew a 19-3 lead to the Eagles. Giants, they're done. Listen, they were done anyway, but now they're really officially done. I mean, what a terrible loss by the Giants. You're up 19-3 and you can't hold it. I mean, and the Eagles weren't exactly playing lights out football. Terrible loss by the Giants. Bears up to 8-3. Beat Detroit with the backup quarterback. We don't know about the quarterback this week for Chicago. He's questionable as well. I'm going to take Chicago in the money line. I think Chicago's defense will eat up the Giants' offensive line. I would be shocked if the Giant offensive line was able to block the Bears. I really would. The Giant offensive line has struggled with everybody this year. How are they going to contend with the Bears defense? This has 8 sacks written all over it. This has Eli Manning going down a lot of times. Look for the Bear defense to dominate. I'd like for the Bear, starting quarterback to play. The backup did play pretty well last week, though. Bears defense, just like last week, will make a play or two. They'll get the job done. They beat the Giants. That's pick number 10. Pick number 11. Very important NFC East game here. With the Philadelphia Eagles are at home, -7 against the Washington Redskins. Washington lost to Dallas. They're down to 6-5. McCoy at quarterback. That was an impossible spot for Washington. I mean, they lose Smith. You got to throw McCoy in there. You got to travel to Dallas on a short week. You knew Dallas was going to win that game. At least I knew they were going to win. That was part of my 15-0 week. So Dallas down to 6. Washington down to 6-5. Still right there. I mean, still tied with Dallas, so they're still right there. Philadelphia up to 5-6, beat the Giants. Philadelphia only a game out of this. As bad as Philadelphia has played, they're only a game out. This division is still wide open. I'm going to move the line to 13 and take Washington. These division games are usually close. I think McCoy will play better now with the long week. Had 10 days to prepare for this game. Philadelphia never blows anyone out this year. Even when they win, it's close, it's ugly. Last week they fell behind 19-3 before they won by a field goal. You have to think this game is going to be close. It's such an important game for both teams. You can't see a blowout here. I think McCoy will play better. So I like Washington plus 13. This game could go either way. Slight edge to Philly being home. But I like Washington with the 13. McCoy will play better. Division game. Philly has blown no one out this year. I'll take Washington with the 13 there. That's pick number 11. Pick number 12. Let's go down to Tampa Bay with the Carolina Panthers -3.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa up to 4-7, beat San Francisco. Carolina down to 6-5, lost to Seattle. What's going on with Carolina? They were 6-2, got blown out by Pittsburgh on Thursday night. Then lost that terrible game to Detroit where they missed an extra point. Then could have tied it on an extra point, went for 2, missed. Then they lose a heartbreaker here to Seattle, a game they were winning a lot of the contest, couldn't get it done. Carolina 6-5. Right now they're on the outside looking in. This is a must-win for Carolina. The first game was a crazy shootout. I would look over in this game. Both teams should score a boatload of points, just like the first game. I would look over more than the game itself. It's a very bizarre game. It really is. If I had to pick it, I'd lean Carolina. Carolina has to have this game. They can't afford to go to 6-6, but I'm sure they won't make it easy. Had to pick it, I'd go Carolina to squeak it out. I'd look more over in this game. Even use, get it in a teaser, move the point spread down, then bet it over. These two teams should score a lot of points. I think the first game was a wild shootout. Carolina held on and won. So that's the way I would play that game. That is pick number 12. Pick number 13, let's go down to Jacksonville. Oh, boy. With the Indianapolis Colts are -3.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Indianapolis up to 6-5, beat Miami. They've won a boatload of games in a row. How about Indianapolis? What a job they're doing. They're tied for the last playoff spot. They were outplayed a lot of this game to Miami, rallied late to get the job done. So nice job by the Colts. I got lucky in this game. Like I said, this spread was originally 9.5. When Tannehill became the starter and they got Osweiler out of there, went down to 8.5. I moved it to 2.5 in a teaser. Colts win by 3. That was the one game I got really lucky on. So I did pull it out that way. Jacksonville, 3-8. Lost to Buffalo. They've lost 7 in a row. Jacksonville was a hair away from getting the Super Bowl last year. They were 3-1 this year. They've lost 7 in a row. They're in shambles. Bortles a mess. The receiving core decimated. Fournette was out. Now he's back. Now he's going to be suspended for the fight. Jacksonville's a disaster. Defense not as dominant as it was. I notice it's very hard to have these lights-out dominant defenses for a long period of time. The league catches up to that, especially with all the rules favoring the offense. I mean, you can have good defenses for years, but it's hard to have that great defense multiple years the way the league is set up now. This has been a lost year for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's an interesting team to keep an eye on next year. This has been a disaster. I have to take the Colts here, move it to a money line. Can you take Jacksonville? They've lost 7 in a row. They're finished. Fournette is going to be suspended. The Colts, are up to 6-5, playing tremendous football. How could you take Jacksonville here? You got to take the Colts. Like I said, this is one of those strange games again. Got to take the Colts, though. That's pick number 13. Pick number 14. Let's go down to Houston with the Houston Texans, a -6 against the Cleveland Browns. Browns up to 4-6-1, blew out Cincinnati. How about the Texans? 8-3, beat Tennessee. Texans have won 8 in a row. Who, by the way, who went 15-0 last week? And who said the Texans were going to be a surprise team? Give me some love. Even at 0-3, I said it. The Texans are 8-3. They've won 8 in a row, and they're looking better and better each week. Watson looking like he did last year. The defense can get some things done. The Texans were a great bet at the beginning of the year. I think their odds to win the Super Bowl was something like 300-1. I told you they'd be a surprise team. Show some love. I'm going to move the line to pick them and take the Texans. They're just too hot right now. They're home. They're hot. I know Cleveland has improved this year. I know they blew out Cincinnati. This is asking a lot for Cleveland to go into Houston and win the game. So I'll move the line to pick them and take the Texans, thinking they're going to keep this winning streak alive. They've been really good to me the last couple months. I'm going to keep riding them. Very tough spot for Cleveland and a rookie quarterback going against Watt, Clowney, and that defense. Cleveland would show me a lot if they won this game. I got to go the conservative route and say the Texans get it done. Houston's pick number 14. Pick number 15, let's go to South Florida. South Beach with the Miami Dolphins, a -5 against the Buffalo Bills. Bills up to 4-7, beat Jacksonville. Quarterback did some good things, the rookie. Miami down to 5-6, lost to Indianapolis. This was a terrible, crushing loss for Miami. They could have easily won this game. They were up 24-14, let it get away. Tannehill did some good things. Give Tannehill credit, by the way. They say he's going to play in pain the rest of the year, so he's gutting it out. Definitely gives them the best chance to win, Tannehill. Miami could have won this game. And what were they doing at the end of the game, Miami? 24-24, there's about, let's say 4 minutes to go. Miami's got a 3rd and 10 at like their own 10. Something like that. They hand the ball off. Give up, punt it. Colts, eat up the clock, kick a field goal, no time left. Miami, you got to play to win the game there. You got to pass the ball and try and get that first down. As Herm Edwards said, you got to play to win the game. Miami just ran the ball, gave up the possession, punted to the Colts, never got the ball back. That was it. You can't play like that. You got to let Tannehill throw the ball there. It's only 10 yards for a first down. I mean, it wasn't 3rd and 40. You run the ball straight up the middle and you just give up and punt it to Luck and the Colts? Come on. That was bad football by Miami at the end. This was a bad loss by Miami. They could have got right up there as far as the playoff race. As far as this game, Miami at home, -5 against Buffalo. Another one of these strange games, division game. I'll move the line to pick them and take Miami. They showed me enough last week that I think they can get the job done at home. Now, Buffalo also played decently last week, but that was against Jacksonville. It's another strange game. Like I said, a lot of strange games this week. A lot of big spreads. A lot of games you could talk me into going the other way. That's why I'm taking this week off. I'm not betting any games this week. None. And I won't tell you what to do, but you guys might want to take this week off as well. There's always a week in the NFL where something goes crazy. This has a strange feel to it this week. It really does. A lot of strange things going on. Purposes of the show, I'll take Miami. Let's pick number 15. And pick number 16, let's go to Steel City in Pittsburgh. By the way, no buys this week. Pittsburgh Steelers -3.5 against the LA Chargers. Pittsburgh down to 7-3-1, lost to Denver. Too many mistakes by Pittsburgh. Get a blocked field goal, interceptions, fumbles. Terrible loss by the Steelers. They went from the 2 seed to the 4 seed. Roethlisberger, that bad interception at the end. Just throw the ball away. You still have another down to work with. That was a bad loss for Pittsburgh. These are the type of losses that make Pittsburgh not have home field against a team like New England. And that's why Pittsburgh always ends up going to New England in the playoffs. and they end up losing. These are the type of road games they have to win. And listen, Denver's a decent team and they're good at home. Too many mistakes by Pittsburgh. Way too many mistakes. Turnovers, fumbles. They were moving the ball up and down the field, but fumble, interception, block field goal. Too much of that on the road. Bad loss by Pittsburgh. They go from the 2 seed to the 4 seed, and that makes all the difference. All the difference. You're the 2 seed, you get a bye, maybe you get New England in your building. Now you're the 4 seed. You got to, no bye week, and you got to go on the road against maybe New England and Kansas City. I mean, there's still football to be played, I know that, but these are the type of losses that always cost Pittsburgh recently. Chargers, they're up to 8-3, just bombed Arizona. You knew they would after they had that heartbreaking loss to Denver. I was originally going to take the Chargers plus 9.5 in this game, but Gordon's out now. Gordon has an MCL injury. They say he's week to week. The good news is he'll be back. That could have been a season ender. He will be back. He's week to week, but he will miss this game. That's a big loss for the Chargers. He's a major part of that team. So now I don't know which way to go. I guess I'd lean Pittsburgh straight up without Gordon. To me, this could be a throwout. It's too tough a game. The Chargers actually have the better record. Like I said, I was going to take the Chargers plus 9.5 with Gordon. Now that he's out, it gets totally thrown up in the air. Probably would lean Pittsburgh if you asked me who was going to win the game. They're home, coming off a bitter loss. The Chargers without Gordon on the road. I'd probably lean Pittsburgh, but it's a tough game. It's probably a throwout game. Like I said, very interesting games this week. Very strange games. Big point spread. Seattle, Kansas City, Green Bay, Tennessee, the Rams, all huge favorites on the road. Not on the road, but huge favorites in general. You got to think those teams are going to win, but you're dealing with a big point spread. And then the money line is going to cost you a lot, so you got that. Then you got strange games. Baltimore, Atlanta is strange. I mean, Philly, Washington is strange. Carolina, Tampa is strange. Indy, Jacksonville is strange. Miami, Buffalo is strange. A lot of strange games this week. Might want to take this week off. I'm taking the week off. I was 15-0 last week. You might have heard. So I'm going to take this week off. I'm not going to bet any games. This just has an eerie feel to it this week. I did go through the picks with you just for fun for the show. I'm not putting any money down this week. I'll take the week off, regroup for week 14. I also don't bet the last week of the season because most of the things are already settled. Week 17, I never bet that week. I probably won't even have a show that week. But this is a week you might want to lay low. A lot of strange stuff. But anyway, there you go. You guys are all caught up. You guys are all set. Thanks as always for the support. My loyal audience is always there for me. Whether I go 10-7 or 15-0. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. I'll be back with you next Tuesday. I promise I'll get to some other sports topics next Tuesday before the picks. I'll have more time next week. I'll get to that then. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Enjoy the games. Who was 15-0 last week? Undefeated. Perfect. Talk to you Tuesday. Take care.